Yo, Jordan Stay Through here on March 27th. I'm back home in the laboratory, ready to cook up some good videos for you guys, so let's roll that intro and get to work. Alright, first things first, I've got a lot of questions on this video right here, allegedly about Q being a PsyOp. And I'm not going to go too much into detail into this right now. I might have more to say in future videos, but all I'll say is I'm not feeling it. I still think Q is legit, and I'm hearing a lot of stuff in this video that just doesn't make sense to me. But more on that later. Now check this one right here out. So actually in Phoenix, a couple days ago, this says, "Did you see it? Photos of strange lights across the valley sky draws questions on social media." Here's the picture, and I'll zoom in so you can see it. Check these clouds out. Whether they're clouds or just something in the sky, but that's right over Phoenix Valley there, and you can see the clouds are like glowing rainbow. And what I want to say about this is that lots of changes are going on, guys, not just within society, but we're talking earth changes, cosmic changes, true energy changes going on with everything. And there could be multiple explanations for this, but when I first saw it, I thought, hey man, quantum earth shift. The thing is, we're getting a lot of energetic anomalies start to happen around the globe, from noctilucent clouds, you can look into those, plasma ropes and weird plasma jets being found above the Earth's surface. And I think this is another one of those, we could call it a symptom, an Earth Ascension symptom, if you will. Alright, let's move on to the next article. This one right here on defense1.com. It actually came out about a week ago, 5-6 days ago, but I still want to tell you about it. I don't think a lot of people out here have seen this one. Check it out. The US military is making lasers that create voices out of thin air. And what they're saying is, within 3 years, the Pentagon's non-lethal weapons lab hopes to have a direct energy weapon. They say that right there. Direct energy weapon that can produce an effect like a haunted walkie-talkie or the biblical burning bush. Literally talking about the voice of God technology or the voice-to-skull technology right there. But here's the thing, they're claiming it won't be ready for another few years, but if you follow my channel and know a little bit more reality, it's actually already existing. If you want a little bit more info on the voice of God technology, I'm going to go ahead and make a card pop up somewhere. Video I did on that a month or two ago right here, controlling your mind with the voice of God technology. It actually already exists in deeper black projects. So what interests me about this Defense One article is that they're emitting it, and they're literally saying directed energy weapons in it. So they're bringing a lot of this underground technology to the surface. You just got to understand, there's a lot of compartmentalization when it comes to the military and different projects. So they're disclosing these on a public level right now, but of course there's different factions, different groups out there that have been utilizing this technology and more advanced stuff in various projects for various reasons for quite a few years now. Now let's talk about this one going on just the past day. Zero Hedge was reporting on it. More packages with explosive contents being found around the country, and in particular, check out where and who these ones are going to. They've been discovered at Washington, D.C. military and intelligence office buildings. It says right here, suspicious packages possibly containing explosive components have been discovered at several military buildings around the D.C. area. Up to 6 of them have been discovered at military and intelligence agency buildings. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like that's some message from some deep state groups out there. And now look at this one. I'm sure you've heard about it, but if you haven't, look at this. Orlando nightclub shooter's father was an FBI informant for years, and he brushed off his son's terror comments. So this begs the question, how many of these mass shooters are in some way connected directly to the FBI? And not only these mass shooters, but a lot of these actors we're seeing on TV too. And I'm seeing so many people try to claim that this cleansing we're seeing happen at the FBI is a bad thing. But we gotta be real, folks. Corruption has infiltrated the FBI. And I'm sure if we start cleansing the FBI and maybe a few other of the 3-letter agencies, a lot of these mass shootings are gonna stop. And I thought this one right here from Zero Hedge was interesting. Russia stockpiling gold. But why, they ask? Well, here's why. Because economies around the country and big power players are knowing that we're going to get back onto a gold standard. We basically have to. We have to do away with the Federal Reserve, the fiat currency, baseless, pointless, paper dollar thin air systems, right? The Babylonian money magic system, as some people would call it. So, a lot of people around the country, not just the country, but the world, are stockpiling precious metals and investing much more into cryptocurrency to prepare themselves for these economic changeovers that are basically inevitable and imminent. So if you want to get into trading in precious metals or cryptocurrency, you can look at the guys at TradeGeniusAcademy.com. They actually have various educational courses that teach you how to specifically invest and start making money in precious metals and cryptocurrency. They basically hold your hand when you're trying to invest, and they actually have buy and sell alerts that they'll give you when you should get in and out of different trades. In 2017, they had a 90% win rate with signals on cryptocurrencies, and they're still doing that here in 2018. And right now they're offering 50% off a lot of their training packages, so go check them out at And right now they're having a 50% off sale on a lot of their educational packages, so go check them out at TradeGeniusAcademy.com, and they can start helping you make some money on your trading. And big shout out to the guys at Gateway Pundit, because they actually featured one of your boys' tweets in their article here. This article called "Little Hogs, the March for Our Lives. Student protesters leave their trash for everybody else to clean up." And the tweet of mine they mentioned is this one right here, where I was just basically saying the Parkland teens aren't evil people, they're just poor, misled children, right? Their parents didn't really, weren't too aware of what's going on in the world and didn't show them a proper direction. So that's all I was saying. And I think you can see that by the events that happened at the March for Our Lives protest. And I don't even want to get into the March for Our Lives nonsense. I mean, I'm just all for freedom. I'm not for lying. I don't know how these kids put together such a grand event so fast. I believe I even saw one of the people up on stage there. She had like a Cuba insignia on her arm. And then you saw the, let's just call them the salutes from some of the kids on stage there. I don't know, I'm not even too worried about this nonsense, guys. And I suggest you don't overreact for it. Don't give your precious life force, your precious energy into stuff like this. Let's just be real, it's more entertainment than anything now, isn't it? Alright, now, I think I'm gonna surprise you with this one, and I don't think too many out there have seen this article either. This one's from the Council on Foreign Relations. You know that organization. And look at this. Headline of this one, Liberal World Order RIP. I'm gonna read to you the subtext of this one, and then we'll analyze it a little more. The liberal world order, they're calling it, is under threat from its principal architect, the United States. And look at this right here. I'm going to read one more sentence, then we'll analyze the psychological operations at play. Right here. The United States, working closely with the United Kingdom and others, established the liberal world order in the wake of World War II. The goal was to ensure that the conditions that led to 2 world wars in 30 years would never rise again. Liberal world order? Don't you mean New World Order? And they're saying the conditions that led to 2 world wars in 30 years, making sure that would never rise again. I mean, haven't we had perpetual war since then? And hasn't that perpetual war been in large part because of people like those on the Council on Foreign Relations? You see, when you actually deduce what's going on in the world with logic and reasoning, it makes no sense. Alright, so getting into the last couple things that I want to share with you guys here. One is the topic of the exposure of child trafficking and all the nasty stuff that goes on, of course, in the upper echelons of the control structures of our world here. And look at this good news. So, founder of the secretive self-help group, NXIVM, I guess you're supposed to say that, NXIVM, was charged with sex trafficking. And look, this stuff is being spread all over the mainstream media, and let's look at actually what's in some of these articles that are circulating around. They're actually talking about certain secret groups, secret societies being in this organization, and how they were actually branding women in these secret societies. It's really freaking weird, but I don't know. As long as this stuff is getting cleaned up and people associated with all this weird shit are arrested, I'm a happy camper. And then last article I want to share with you guys in this one is talking about Trump expelling the 60 Russian diplomats in the wake of the UK nerve agent attack. Apparently there were diplomats from all over the country, many of them in Seattle, and the excuse was because these Russian diplomats are close to sub bases and Boeing and whatnot. Honestly, when I see this, I think it's still just kind of a game, like a superficial battle that Trump and Putin, or Trump administration and Russia, are kind of faking. And behind the scenes, I still very well think that Trump and Putin are trolling the world. I think they're working together to take out this cabal, but that's just how I'm feeling about things. Because of course, if Trump and Putin were overtly working together, the cabal propaganda machines would just eat them alive over that. So they have to keep their work more secretive. They have to act like they're going at each other's throats right now. Kind of see what I'm saying? Alright guys, so that's it for this one. I think I went over enough stuff to kind of catch everyone up to speed over the last couple days. I'm sure a lot of it you're aware of. I just like to recover it and maybe give you a perspective you hadn't heard, or maybe you haven't heard of it. I don't know, but I'm going to get into some other work now, some other videos that'll be coming out this week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. You'll be seeing me very soon. Peace out, guys.